This is day two. We're going to continue. The mountain is here. Nature is imperfect, and it is because of that imperfection that growth is possible. If everything exists, if everything existed, if existed in uniformity, the gravity that created the stars and planets and everything that we know would not exist without breaks, faults, and gaps. Nothing could grow and nothing would become. Nothing would grow and nothing would become. Nothing could grow and nothing would become. The fact that you are imperfect is not a sign that you have failed. It is a sign that you are a human, and more importantly, it is a sign that you still have more potential within you. Maybe you know what your mountain is. Maybe it is addiction, weight, relationships, jobs, motivation, or money. Maybe you don't. Maybe it's a vague sense of anxiety, low self esteem, fear, or a general disconnect, discon, discontentment, discontentment, discontentment that seems to bleed out onto everything else. The mountain is often less a challenge in front of us as it is a problem within us. An unstable foundation that might not seem evident on the surface, but it is nonetheless shifting almost every part of our lives. Usually, when we have a problem that is circumstantial, we are facing the reality of life. When we have a problem that is chronic, we are facing the reality of ourselves. We often think that to face a mountain means to face life's hardships, but the truth is that it is almost always because of the years we have spent accumulating tiny traumas, adoption, adoptions, and coping mechanisms, all of which have compounded over time. Your mountain is the block between you and the life you want to live. Facing it is also the only path to your freedom and becoming you are here because a trigger showed because a trigger showed you to your wand, and your wand will show to your path, and your path will show to your destiny. That's a good one. When you arrive at this breaking point, the foot of the mountain, the heat of the fire, the night that finally wakes you, you are the crux of breakdown, the crux of breakdown. And if you are willing to do the work, you will find that it is the entryway to breakthrough you have spent your entire life waiting for. Your old self can no longer sustain the life you are trying to lead. It, it is time for re, reinvention. reinvention and rebirth. You must release your old self into the fire of your vision and be willing to think in a way you have never even tried before. You must mourn the loss of your younger self, the person who has gotten you this far, but who is no longer equipped to carry you onwards. You must envision and become one with your future self, the hero of your life that is going to lead you from here. The task in front of you is silent, simple, and mo- mon- monumental. What does that mean? Monumental. Oh, it's like huge. Monumental. It is a fear most do not ever get to the point of attempting. You must now learn agi- agi- agility, agility, resilience, and self-understanding. You must change completely, never to be the same again. The mountain that stands in front of you is the the calling of your life, your purpose, your being here, for being here, and your path finally made clear. One day this mountain will be but behind you, but who you become in the process of getting over it will stay with you always. In the end, it is the mountain that you must master, but yourself. In the end, it's not the mountain that you must master, but yourself. All of that was an intro. This is chapter 1. The mountain is you. There is nothing holding you back in life more than yourself. If there is if there is an ongoing gap between here you are and where you want to be, where you are and where you want to be, and your efforts to close it are consistently met with your own resistance, pain, and discomfort. Self sabotage is almost always at work. On the surface, self sabotage seems mm, masochistic, maso- masochistics, masochistic, masochistic. No way. Masochistic. What the? It appears to be a product of self hatred, low confidence, or a lack of willpower. In reality, self sabotage is simply the presence of an unconscious need that it that is being fulfilled by the self sabotaging behavior. To overcome this, we must go through a process of deep psychology, excavate, exa- excavate, examination, excavation, exhibition, 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 exhi- ex, excavate, excavation, 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 excavation. We must pinpoint the traumatic event, release and processed emotions, find healthier ways to meet our needs, reintivate, reinvent our self image, and a, develop principles such as emotion intelligence and resilience. It is no small task, and yet it is the work that all of us must do at one point or another. At one point or another. Self sabotage is not always obvious at the onset. When Carl Jung was a child, he fell on the ground in school and hit his head. When he got hurt, he thought to himself, "Yes, maybe I won't have to go back to school now. I understand it." Thought he is known today for his insightful body of work. He actually didn't like school or fit in well with his peers. Shortly after his accident, Jung began experiencing sporadic, sporadic, sporadic and uncontrollable fainting spells. He consciously he consciously developed what he would call a neurosis, and ultimately came to realize that all neuroses are subs, substertal, substert, substitute, 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 substitute for legitimate, legitimate suffering. In Jung's case, he made an unconscious association between fainting and getting out of school. He came to believe, bro, it's not me. Look, it's like cut it in half. Look, the B is here, and the belief is down there. Believe that the fainting spells were a main fest, a manifestation, a manifestation of his unconscious desire to get out of class, where he felt uncomfortable and unhappy. Likewise, for many people, their fears and attachments are very often just symptoms of deeper issues for which they do not have any better way to cope. Self sabotage is a coping mechanism. Self sabotage is a coping mechanism. Self sabotage is what happens when we refuse to consciously meet our innermost needs, often because we do not believe we are capable of handling them yet, of handling them. Sometimes sabotage our relationships. We sabotage our relationships because what we really want to do to find ourselves, though though we are afraid to be alone. Sometimes we sabotage our professional success because success success because what we really want is to create art, even if it will make us seem less ambitious by society measures. Sometimes we sabotage our healing journey by psychoanalyzing, psychoanalyzing, psychoanalyzing our feelings, because doing so. Thank you. I think I've been a little bit better than yesterday, but we are going to still improve. I think these videos are like better of a journey of Kaisenats, because like I'm not very good at speaking English, and he's American, so like the progress that I'm going to get is much more harder than him. So yeah, take that as a take that as a competition, Kaisenat. Thank you.